Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this extra Firefly Fun House theory video. There is so much going on right now with the Firefly Fun House. We have done a video on the main channel that's nearly 20 minutes long. And I must admit, there was one graphic that I forgot to include in that really bugged me. But I'm actually really pleased that we didn't put it in there because I've got a better understanding as to what it refers to now. So actually, it was a blessing in disguise. Hence why we're doing this video that just happens to connect to that graphic. You will see what I mean in a second, right? So I think we might know what Bray's story is that he's going to tell us and talk to us about. And I think he's already started to tell it. Because during this part of the Firefly Fun House, the beginning, he talks about a dragon that rose out of the sea. And he talks about it having 7 horns, and he talks about it having 10 crowns. It's a whole thing, and all this kind of stuff. Well, that is actually in the Bible, and it's part of Revelation. So we've got the story here. We've got Revelation here. And so we can go through that story, because it might give us an indication as to what's going to happen. So basically the story is, and I don't know if Bray got it wrong or if he did change it on purpose, but basically the story is there's a dragon that sees a beast coming out of the sea. It's not that the dragon comes out of the sea, but that is what Bray said during the Funhouse. A dragon came out of the sea, so he might be changing it. But basically, the story in the Bible is that a dragon observes a beast, which has been interpreted to be the Antichrist, rising out of the sea. And it's basically given powers by the dragon. And it tries to rule the world and get everyone to follow it. And it largely succeeds. But then there's a second beast that arrives that comes out of the earth. And this is interpreted to be the false prophet. And this basically forces everyone to worship the first beast. So if you hadn't fallen in line already, the second beast was going to make you do that. Then they go into a fight against gods. The 2 beasts join up with the dragon. They persecute any saints. They go after anyone that didn't worship the beast, the first beast, and they influence the kings of the earth through 3 unclean spirits to gather for the battle of Armageddon. The 2 beasts are defeated by Christ, and they are then thrown into the lake of fire. Now, this story is so perfect for pro wrestling. You've got the arrival of 2 beasts. You've then got them like bullying people, trying to get them to worship them, basically. Then they go into this epic battle, which is known as the Battle of Armageddon. And they go into that battle with the dragon. So if Bray is symbolic of the dragon, that would imply that we've got 2 new beasts on the way. Could that be Vincent and Dutch? Is this going to be a way of bringing them into the conversation? Could it be that they're coming into the story now? There was also rumors that WWE was trying to get the Authors of Pain, and they would look brilliant. They would look so good with Bray. So could it be that the Authors of Pain are going to be these 2 beasts that are coming in? Once they've arrived, it seems like they're going to cause carnage. And we are going to get the Battle of Armageddon, right? If this is going to be a story that Bray's going to tell, and this is the story that we're going to follow, and it goes this way, it could be very exciting. It could be very exciting. The other thing as well is, so he's already started telling this story here, but this wasn't the only time that this story would be referenced. Because we would hear about the beast is rising. We would hear about that earlier in the episodes. But later in the episodes, we would also see this. Now, this is the graphic that I forgot to include in the big video right? But as I said, I'm glad I forgot because I think this has now taken a bit of a new meaning. What I mean by that is here is an extended version of that story that we just told. So this is like fleshed out a little bit more. If you go down to the second beast, so we've got the beast coming out of the sea at the top. We've got the beast coming out of the earth at the bottom. And it says that towards the end, you can see the little number 16. It said, it also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had this mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. The number is 666. So we all know that 666 is the number of the beast. I must admit, I didn't know that it related to this story. This isn't actually a story I'm familiar with, but it seems like the number of the beast is 666, and it's obviously connected to this story. And how interesting that here on this still to come graphic is the number 666. Now, this jumped out at me because any sixes make me think of Wyatt 6, right? So if I was going to have included this in that other video, I would have said, oh, how interesting that there is the number 6 here. What I didn't take into account is that it's repeated 3 times, 666, which must be on purpose, because why would you do it exactly 3 times? You easily could have had 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. You could have had it just once, but they went with 3, and it just so happens to be 666, which, as we said, corresponds to the number of the beast, which corresponds to the story that Bray told on the news, which corresponds to the beast has risen, or the beast is rising, which was mentioned at the beginning of the Funhouse. And then right at the very end, of course, Bray Wyatt would turn around and say, do you want to hear a story? And can you keep a secret? So if I told you a story, could you keep a secret? So it feels like it would be a bit strange for him to now tell us a different story. It might be that this is the story that we're going to be told. And it might be that there's going to be 2 new arrivals. And it might be that there's going to be an epic battle. Because all of that is in this story. And as we said, it got referenced plenty of times on this week's Firefly Funhouse. So big shout out to Stephen for that. I hope you found this interesting. I mean, you can absolutely go further with this. There is a lot more to this story, but I just wanted to make it as simple as I could, and give you a good overview of it and kind of walk you through it. So hopefully this has been clear. Hopefully this video has done that. Hopefully you found it informative. And yeah, who knows where we're going? Who knows if this is the story, but it would make sense. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate the support as always. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.